As a gorgeous and successful Hollywood actress, Kaley Cuoco has worked hard to stay healthy. This isn't to say that Cuoco doesn't indulge every so often, but she's had to learn the kinds of foods that work for her. Here's what Cuoco typically eats in a day. Kaley Cuoco doesn't put too much thought into her breakfast. In fact, she's found a routine that works for her, and she doesn't typically deviate too far from it. Cuoco's go-to breakfast is pretty simple and light. In an interview with Women's Health, Cuoco explained that she typically starts her day with the same breakfast every day, telling the publication, "When I wake up, I have the same little bit of peanut butter on toast every morning." Clearly, Cuoco has no fear of carbs, which honestly just makes her even more relatable. No matter who you are, figuring out a diet or way of eating that works for you can be complicated. This is something Kaley Cuoco has had to figure out too. But perhaps one of the hardest lessons Cuoco has had to learn when it comes to food is that her body can't necessarily handle as much food as someone else's can. In an interview with Shape, Cuoco revealed that she and her former husband, professional tennis player Ryan Sweeting, couldn't eat the same foods and definitely not the same portion sizes. But it took her a while to realize this. When they first got together, Cuoco was eating as much as he was, and it wasn't working for her. She said in the interview, "I was just doing it because he was doing it, and it was adding hundreds of calories I didn't even think about. So I cut that out. Our refrigerator and pantry have completely changed because we don't eat crap anymore. No more soda, chips, cereal. We had boxes of stuff that only a 4-year-old would eat." One of the basic rules of eating healthy is to ensure you're getting enough protein. That's what keeps you full the longest. But for some people, like Kaley Cuoco, eating meat as your regular protein source is out of the question. Cuoco has actually had quite a journey when it comes to her own meat consumption. In an interview with Us Weekly, Cuoco explained that she had made a pretty big change to her diet regarding where she gets her protein, telling the publication, "I haven't been eating that much meat lately, so I'm kind of into tofu, which is a new thing for me, and a lot of vegetables." Cuoco expressed how great this change made her feel, saying, "No one eats a giant meal and burger and a soda and feels great after."
New neighbor?
Evidently.
Significant improvement over the old neighbor.
For a lot of people, knowing what to eat for lunch can honestly be more stressful than deciding on dinner. And for Kaley Cuoco, routine is important. As Cuoco told Women's Health, her lunch would typically consist of half of a sandwich, though it seems that can change if she's working long hours. That doesn't mean Cuoco isn't particular, however. While Cuoco was working on the set of The Flight Attendant, she had an incident where her lunch wasn't living up to her expectations. Cuoco complained in an Instagram story that mushrooms were touching her salmon in her lunch. She said in a video she posted, "Anyone that knows me knows that I hate mushrooms. If I see one, I'll really lose my appetite." Kaley Cuoco might focus most of her eating on trying to be healthy, but that doesn't mean she doesn't indulge in some not-so-healthy foods every now and then. So yes, while Cuoco works hard to stay healthy and keep her body in shape, she also isn't afraid to eat things that aren't diet-friendly. In an interview with Shape, Cuoco explained that she isn't afraid to treat herself, saying, "I have to have a cheat day. I know when I'm being good all week long that come Sunday I'm going to lie by the pool, have a drink, and eat some pizza. Then I wake up on Monday morning and I'm all ready to start the week again." And if Cuoco's social media is anything to go by, those cheat days are very real. After she lost at the 2021 Golden Globes for her role in The Flight Attendant, she posted a photo to Instagram of her consoling herself with plenty of pizza, cupcakes, mac and cheese, cake, and champagne.
Dinner?
Yeah, what's the occasion?
No occasion. Just felt like getting some Chinese chow from my peeps.
Let's just get one thing straight. You're not alone if you also love a cola every now and then. Sometimes there is really nothing quite like an ice-cold soda on a warm day or even every day. And Kaley Cuoco is certainly a big fan herself. In fact, Cuoco has had to rein in her soda drinking over the years. Back in 2009, Cuoco told Shape that she had to change her soda drinking habits as they had become unhealthy in her eyes, saying in the interview, "Diet Cola is my absolute favorite drink in the world. I used to drink 4 cans a day. Now, instead of having dessert, I'll have a can of diet soda." But that's not all. 10 years later, Cuoco told Us Weekly that she had started to prefer regular soda over diet, saying, "Until I saw that there were 17 spoonfuls of sugar in it, and now I'm like, okay, maybe 1 sip and then throw it out." Soda has clearly been one of Cuoco's biggest temptations, so cutting it down the way she has appears to have been a journey. As just about everyone in California or the U.S. West Coast knows, In-N-Out reigns supreme above just about all area burger joints. The chain is loved by celebrities and non-celebs alike, proving it truly is for everyone, including Cuoco. Yes, the Big Bang Theory star might not eat a ton of meat, but she's still a big fan of all that In-N-Out has to offer. And really, who could blame her? In an interview with Women's Health, Cuoco explained that while she tends to focus on eating healthy, she also has a soft spot for the beloved fast food joint, saying, "Tonight I'll be going to In-N-Out and doing one of their grilled cheeses, massive fries, and a shake. That'd be a cheat for me." The fact that Cuoco was already planning on treating herself to In-N-Out during the interview proves that she's a true fan of the restaurant and likely frequents the chain for her cheat meals pretty often. If you've ever wondered whether celebrities ever snack between meals, then look no further than Kaley Cuoco. The super famous actor isn't just healthy with her meal choices, even her snacks are pretty diet-friendly. Though Cuoco likely doesn't eat the same exact snack every day, she has one all-time favorite. Speaking to Women's Health, Cuoco laid out her typical day of eating and said that she definitely still gets cravings in the evening, but she tries to curb her cravings with something a little healthier and more filling than a candy bar. Specifically, she said she enjoys eating an apple with peanut butter. Kaley Cuoco is a woman of many talents, and while she might be super busy, she still enjoys some freedom with her food, that's for sure. In fact, Cuoco doesn't follow any one diet, and she doesn't like having all her meals planned out for her in advance. Speaking to Shape, Cuoco's personal trainer, George C. King, explained that he doesn't expect Cuoco to follow a precise diet, as that isn't really her style. King said, "Kaley isn't a big fan of meal plans or diets, so instead we opt for guidelines for her to follow each day." George also explained that while, again, Cuoco doesn't follow a specific diet or avoid all carbs, he does encourage her to think about what she eats and generally avoid high-carb foods like white rice, white bread, and white potatoes. It's clear that for the most part, Kaley Cuoco likes to find balance in what she eats on a daily basis. She enjoys eating healthy, balanced, filling meals while also allowing herself a cheat day every now and then. However, on the other end of Cuoco's cheat days are her more restrictive days, specifically those when she has a big event or photo shoot coming up. During an appearance on The Tonight Show, Cuoco told Jimmy Fallon that in order to prepare for her photo on the cover of the October 2015 issue of Shape, she really restricted herself. She joked, "All I ate was like almonds for so long. I was so hungry. Egg whites, almonds, air." Obviously, that was a bit of an exaggeration, but Cuoco did make it clear that she worked hard to look her best for the magazine cover and tried to eat as healthy as possible in order to feel her most confident self. It's not easy to be as toned as Kaley Cuoco, as the actor clearly works hard to stay in shape. Still, most of her meals seem to be pretty balanced, so her lifestyle seems fairly doable. But when her day is winding down, what does Cuoco like to enjoy for dinner? As it turns out, her dinner might just be the healthiest meal she has all day. Cuoco tends to stick to a super nutritious meal in the evenings. Speaking to Shape, Cuoco's personal trainer, George C. King, explained that Cuoco doesn't eat a lot of carbs throughout the day, saying that as the day goes by, she consumes less and less. For her evening meal, Cuoco simply enjoys green vegetables and a source of protein. Cuoco confirmed to Women's Health that her typical dinner consists of salmon and vegetables, a super healthy go-to meal if you ask us. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more list videos about your favorite celebrities are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.